Hello guys, how are you doing? I hope you guys have just pulled up your socks for the preparation of your competitive exams that are heading towards very soon. Well, I am here to discuss and also give you some help, some strategies, some tips that you can, make it part of your preparation. And definitely, these are proven strategies, and in your way forward, it's definitely going to help you a lot. So let's begin. What are we look for? Okay, in a competitive exam, what they're looking for is how smart you are in choosing the right questions in the right time, cracking it in a very limited time frame, and getting it through. So they are definitely going to look your analysis, your understanding of the question paper, your understanding of the concepts definitely, and how you're going to approach the paper. And definitely it's different from approaching your normal school your board exams. So first let's see, I mean, what are the tips and strategies that we are going to follow definitely. And it is a sure shot road to success, because there have been thousands and thousands of students every year following these strategies and making it through the JEE Mains and JEE Advanced and other competitive exams. So I am totally focusing right now on the MCQ based patterns of JEE Mains and Advanced. Let's see how we will just touch upon some 8-9 points, and in my next videos I will go in detail on all the points. So let's start with the first point. Okay, so tips and strategy for competitive exam preparation. Point number 1, analyze your each test you appear for. Okay, so the first step should be part of your every preparation, every exam preparation should be analysis. It's not that you are giving so many exams in your last 1 and 2 years and you don't know exactly in detail what you're good at, what you're bad at. You may be knowing that a particular topic, for example, say mathematics, logarithm, I am not good, but do you know what mistakes you keep doing every time? So you have to go in very minute details of every mistake that you do, whether you're doing a conceptual mistake or it's a careless mistake or what kind of mistake it is, to understand and your strength and weaknesses after every exam you appear. Anyway, we'll go in detail of how do I analyze a given test paper after I get my scores. So we'll go in that in other the coming videos. Point number 2, do a practice questions which you can solve verbally without using your pen and a pencil. Now this is develop shortcuts. Okay, there will be many questions, you don't have to basically reach the till the last point and then you arrive at an answer, and a very middle stage you see what is the answer, what answer I'm going to reach, and automatically looking at the option I can see these three options are not going to work. Once again, we will again go in detail. So what I'm trying to say is, in every question you should see, should I have taken all the 9 steps to reach the answer, or I could have understood at the 6th step itself or the 4th step itself what answer I'm going to have, and straight away I would have ticked and saved my half a minute, 1 minute or 2 minutes. This is very important for you to analyze these things after every test, and definitely develop your own shortcut methods. We will talk about what are the shortcut methods we can develop. Okay, going to point number 3, recap the studies. Now this is during the preparations. Every day you need to recap whatever you have studied. Be clear what you are preparing. Close your eyes and just try to think, am I able to recall the questions that I have solved, or I have tackled, or even I have failed to finish those questions because they were tough. It's very important your mind starts loving your preparation ways. Your mind starts loving the subjects, the topics, your way of approaching questions. When your mind starts loving solving a particular question or topic, it will automatically enhances your skills basically. So please make sure that when you close your eyes, start thinking about the questions are coming in your mind, and make it a habit to do it, so that more and more questions that you are solving in the whole day should come in your mind while you are at home or during or before your sleep. Spend 10 minutes in that. Okay, next tip, make revision notes with index for revision during exams. Whenever you are preparing, for example, if I am starting a topic of quadratic equations in mathematics, I should be writing notes during maybe 5 hours of my studies in 2-3 days. I have finished my quadratic. So basically, I might have solved, say, 50 questions to gain confidence on the topic. But am I going to do all the 50 questions during the exams before my revision? I will not get a time. Probably I have to solve just 5 questions to revise all the 50 questions, or 5 to 10 questions. So during my preparation, I should make notes. I should make a separate revision notes copy that on quadratic I need to do this 4 questions only during my revision. This is very important, guys. Okay, again we will go in detail on this, how to make revision notes. Point number 5, have a quick look on the, now during the exam when you're solving a paper, have a quick look on the complete paper, identify your high scoring areas and least time taking ones. It's very important you score at a very high rate, right? And at the beginning you cannot afford to do a question which is the most difficult one. And how do you understand whether I'm starting with a difficult one or the easiest one? This also has to go through a practice. We again will detail on that. So for example, for me personally, I know that permutation combinations for sure I don't get wrong. So I will definitely try to attempt that question in my question paper first and get those things right before I move. Or sometimes we identify that log question is the simplest one. I don't take more than a minute to solve this question. Now these you have to identify during your preparations. We will show you a chart after this how during the whole preparation I have understood that which are the areas where I am quick at and which are the areas I take little more time than usual. So that's perfectly all right. A person with varied level of competence in different topics also very much get through, but they should know what is my competency area. So anyway, so quick look on the question paper, and I understand the last 4 questions are the most easiest one. Let me score and do it in the very first go. Not only it helps you to score fast at the beginning, but also boost your confidence at the beginning itself, right? So so this is the identification, identify the question, right? So the next is obviously it's very related to point number 5, that the right topic. So start with the question or the topic which you are most comfortable with and you have a sure shot of scoring. It's quite similar to what I discussed in point number 5. So if you are comfortable with a particular topic, I would definitely like to do that, start my test with that. Okay, so in 9 out of 10 times I will end up with a good confidence and a good start for the entire paper. Point number 7, if a particular question seems to be time taking much, switch to the easier one waiting. Come back to the question left once you had scored the most. So sometimes we get into a question, for example, I feel that conic section is a parabola is5 for me, and I get into and I face an problem which I didn't identify while reading the questions. Maybe I have to spend another 5 minutes to this question and I may not be able to solve or may be able to solve. Is that question worth giving that time? Maybe it's just a 2 marks question. So I need to identify this sometimes in the middle of the question. So it's a tough call, but we need to take that. This is an extra skill we need to grow up in during our preparation, to quickly understand that this question is not worth giving much time beyond what I have given and move to the next question. And lastly, which is the more important thing, is a concentration. You all feel is a very important aspect of cracking exam. The people who are at the top of the world, top of the examinations, who have cracked and got good ranks, are very good at the concentration during the exam. So you have to get into meditation, proper meditation techniques, which we will teach during your, not only before your exams, but throughout your preparations only. So I hope, guys, these points are very important and definitely will go a long way to help you guys. I will have my other videos in which every point we will go in detail how to analyze, how to develop shortcuts, train your mind, revise, identify the right topic, and also the meditation part. So thank you guys for watching it, and do share with your friends who are equally eager to compete in these competitive exams, and all the best to you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.